What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, and welcome back to NFT Kings. And in today's video, I have some of the best news I've ever had. It looks like Decentraland has finally passed $5. I know so many of you guys have been wanting for this to happen, and we have so much to unpack. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily Decentraland videos, and let's get right into it. So if you guys haven't already seen this, man, it is so exciting to watch a prediction come true. And I told you guys in the previous video, I talked about this, and this was even me here on Twitter back on the 21st, and I said it looks like we're going to have a little more pullback before a bull run. And of course, it looks as if that is what has happened. We saw a period of pullback that was, again, very expected. We knew that it would happen, of course, after this ascending wedge pattern here. We have our pullback and we have our explosion. Just an awesome instance in which, making a prediction like this managed to come true, because, not all of our guesses or estimates are accurate, but it's always nice to sort of return to having a little bit of faith in your, charting from time to time. So that was definitely awesome. And again, up 28% on the day at 516. Market cap wise here, we are at $9 billion. Can't believe I'm even saying it. Again, I remember back when Decentraland was around 1 billion, maybe even less the time. I don't remember. I mean, back when Mana was at 40 cents, I remember the market cap was a good deal lower than what it is right now. In terms of volume, we are up 129%. Boom, mind-boggling. And again, the volume here, for the most part, looks to have been buy volume. So, sure, more people are selling per se, but 28% more people are actually buying, which is absolutely awesome. So when we look at our historical data here, you guys can see that on just about every day here, we see surges in volume, sure, but right now, us seeing 9 billion, that pretty much rivals only the 30th and the 31st, where we had this sort of mega explosion with Decentraland, with that meta news and all of that. So it looks as if Mana has been doing everything right. So when we get into our chart, there's, a lot to dissect here. But before we do, guys, make sure to check out Webull. Top of the link down below in the description if you guys want to start trading stocks, crypto, all that good stuff. You guys can get over there and could get up to 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300 only if you guys use my link when signing up. So again, top of the link in the description. And I always do appreciate it. It does help. Thank you guys so much. So when it comes down to it, there is a lot to dissect here. But most importantly, what this looks like is really just stable growth. And again, you guys can see from early November, really, we are watching natural, periods of growth, expected pullback, natural period of growth, expected pullback, and finally the bullish explosion. So this is a very common movement. And the reason why this is a very common movement is because it follows everything that trading fundamentals should be. We have increasing bottoms and, of course, increasing highs. And when this happens, it's not just going to go up forever. And that is why after this ascending wedge, we do have a descending wedge. And, of course, very simple, very periodic. And again, you guys can see this happens literally like every single time. And you guys can see same thing, ascending wedge or ascending triangle here, same thing, decreasing. This happens about every time. And it just shows you that when you have an asset like Decentraland with good fundamentals, we don't have to rely on social media. We don't have to rely on, engagement from Twitter and whatnot. We can rely on the fact that Decentraland is legitimately good. And I think most people watching this video could agree with this, that Decentraland legitimately has something to offer. I mean, they legitimately do. And again, minus the fact that the graphics might look slightly outdated, what they are actually doing with digital assets here is amazing. I was recently looking at parcels of land on here. I mean, this is bonkers, man. This is literally bonkers how much these things are going for. And I think a lot of people would, sort of agree with that Decentraland has actually managed to do something that on a fundamental level has allowed for growth like this, that again is not exceedingly volatile. You guys can see that on these days, the volume is pretty low. And when we look at our historical data, the volume is nothing crazy. In fact, on the 9th, it was even under a billion, which, in crypto world, that's not all that much. The volume here is not anywhere insane where you would see volatile jumps and dips like that. So again, the volume being up today is a result after a long period of time in which we were able to sort of work our way up with the predicted markers here. So when we look at the relative strength index, you guys can see in just about every instance, again, once we reach sort of the top where we haven't had any pullback, and pullback is probably expected, expected. Once that happens, we see some pullback, and the relative strength index manages to do this and show this quite well because, at this point, we are in a stage that is considered overbought. It is considered that there is too much buy volume right now on Mana, and therefore there needs to be some level of pullback to bring us back to the middle to satisfy current market conditions. And of course, that happens again and again and again, and the same thing you guys see that happens here on the 19th. We exceed a little bit, we push the top, then we head back down towards the middle, but you'll notice at the end, at the conclusion of this final falling wedge, you guys can see we get to what is considered a little bit oversold. We enter a phase where we are below the 30 line, and of course that is considered to be in a spot that is oversold, and that overselling, that slightly too much sell volume bringing us down to like 360, that is what triggered the growth from there all the way into this brand new bull run. So, absolutely perfect to see. If you wanted to, you could say this looks really like a cup and handle. It's not the most perfect cup, but you guys can see this kind of does resemble a cup, right here, the little swoop, and then a handle, and then the explosion. So, the cup and handle pattern definitely looks like it could work. I know this is a short time frame, but if you wanted to make that analogy, you definitely could. When we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement, of course, this will give us an idea of what we are working with on this most recent run. It really hasn't even traced it, to be honest with you. The Fibonacci retracement hasn't even actually, analyzed because of how new this is, but you guys can see from the top here at 430 and the bottom of the most recent run down to 393. And essentially, we basically rebase off of the 23.6% line, then again, we bounce off of the 61% line, and then it's just to the stratosphere. Now, what it looks like is that for now, the 261.8% line here, the red, is going to be our line of support, and that's right below $5. And even on a subconscious level, I think most people can agree that, $5 looks to be like the new spot that we'll hopefully be seeing here for a little bit. So again, slightly below the $5 mark looks to be where I feel like we could bounce off of. Again, we do have a little bit of data to support this. These 4 or 5 candles here, so essentially do kind of just trot around the 4.93 line, or really close to $5 line. So I definitely could see right around $5, maybe a little bit below, being the new area for support over the next couple of coming days. Of course, the relative strength index is showing that we are overextended, but let's be honest, man, every bull run is going to say that, right? So it is hard to say where Mana will be tomorrow or next week, but I definitely do believe that this is not the only time in history we will be seeing Mana at $5. In fact, I think this is the start of something very, very awesome. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys did enjoy. Check out Webull. Top of link down below in the description. And of course, make sure to drop a follow over on my Twitter at Matt Garbarino. Thank you guys so much. My name is Matt. See you all on the next one. Peace.